Hi, and welcome to EngTalks, the best place to master English step by step. In today's video, you'll meet Sarah, a native English speaker, and Mike, her colleague who's improving his English at work. They explore phrases like read the room, burn the midnight oil, and a lot more to help you sound natural and confident in English. Also, don't miss the vocabulary guide in the description for a quick review of all the expressions. Let's dive in and start learning.
Hey, Mike. How's your day going so far?
Hi, Sarah. Actually, I'm not sure how to describe my day in English. Could you help me learn some common expressions?
Of course. Well, you could say your day is going well or going great if it's positive. If it's not so good, you might say it's been rough or been hectic.
Oh, I see. In that case, my day has been quite hectic. What does hectic mean exactly?
Hectic means very busy and full of activity, sometimes in a slightly stressful way. For example, I had a hectic morning with back-to-back meetings.
That's exactly how I feel at back-to-back meetings too. What does back-to-back mean?
Back-to-back means one thing right after another with no breaks in between. It's a very common phrase in business English.
I'm learning so much already. How about your day? How's it going?
I've been super swamped with work, but I'm hanging in there.
Swamped and hanging in there. These are new phrases for me. Could you explain?
Sure. When you're swamped, it means you have more work than you can easily handle. And hanging in there means you're managing to cope despite difficulties.
Hey, that's helpful. I've also been dealing with some computer issues, or should I say technical difficulties?
Both work. Technical difficulties is a bit more formal. We also sometimes say my computer's acting up in casual conversation.
Speaking of which, I've got to wrap up a presentation for tomorrow. Is that the right way to say it?
Yes, perfect. Wrap up means to finish or complete something. You're getting really good at using these phrases.
Thanks. I'm trying to get the hang of it. Wait, is that correct?
Yes, that's perfect. Get the hang of means to become skilled at something or understand how to do it. You're definitely getting the hang of English idioms.
Earlier today, I had to think on my feet during a client meeting. Did I use that correctly?
Absolutely. Think on your feet means to respond quickly and effectively to an unexpected situation. What happened in the meeting?
The client threw me a curveball with an unexpected question. Is that the right expression?
Yes, that's exactly right. A curveball is an unexpected question or situation that might catch you off guard.
By the way, I noticed people saying they need to touch base with others. What does that mean?
Touch base means to make brief contact with someone, usually to discuss progress or updates, like, let's touch base about the project tomorrow.
I understand. I should touch base with my team more often. You know, these conversations really help me brush up on my English.
To brush up on, you use that perfectly. It means to practice and improve skills you already have.
I feel like I've been making progress by leaps and bounds. Is that expression used correctly?
Perfect usage. By leaps and bounds means to make very quick progress. And you really are.
Sometimes I still feel like I'm running around like a headless chicken at work. Does that make sense?
Yes, that's a funny but very common expression, meaning to act in a frantic or disorganized way. We also say running around like crazy.
You know what? I really need to get my ducks in a row for tomorrow's presentation. Is that a common phrase?
Yes, get your ducks in a row means to get organized and prepared. Where did you leave off with the presentation?
I'm still putting the finishing touches on it. That means making final small improvements, right?
Exactly. And we often use finishing touches for any project we're completing. How's it coming along?
Well, I've been burning the midnight oil to get it done. Did I use that correctly?
Perfect. Burning the midnight oil means working late into the night. Just don't burn yourself out.
Burn yourself out? Is that like working too hard?
Yes, exactly. Burning out or being burnt out means becoming exhausted from overworking. It's important to maintain a work-life balance. The modern workplace is a machine of complaints, and many people are having it.
Speaking of which, I've been trying to get into the swing of things with my new workout routine. Is that the right expression?
Yes. Get into the swing of things means to become familiar with a routine or situation. How's that going?
It's been hit or miss. Is that a good way to describe inconsistent results?
Absolutely. Hit or miss means sometimes successful, sometimes not. Very natural way to describe mixed results.
Yesterday, I hit the wall during my workout. Does that expression work here?
Yeah. Yes. Hitting the wall means reaching a point where you feel you can't continue due to exhaustion. It's commonly used for exercise.
I've really been keeping my nose to the grindstone with both work and exercise. That means working hard consistently, right?
Exactly right. Keeping your nose to the grindstone means maintaining consistent hard work. You're really picking up these phrases quickly.
Thanks. Earlier today, I was on cloud nine when I solved a complex problem. Is that a natural way to express feeling very happy?
Perfect usage. Being on cloud nine means being extremely happy or elated. What was the problem you solved?
It was a technical issue that had been driving me up the wall for days. That means it was really frustrating, correct?
Yes, exactly. Driving me up the wall is a perfect way to express frustration. We also say driving me crazy.
I had to take a step back and look at the big picture. I'm pretty sure that's a common phrase.
Absolutely. Taking a step back and looking at the big picture are both great expressions for considering the broader perspective.
Sometimes I feel like I'm just skating on thin ice with some of these technical tasks. Is that the right context?
Yes, skating on thin ice means being in a risky or precarious situation. It can be used in many contexts.
Well, I should get back to putting my presentation together. I don't want to bite off more than I can chew. Did I use that right?
Biting off more than you can choose means taking on more than you can handle. You're really getting good at these.
I really appreciate your help with English, Sarah. It's making my walk there much easier.
I'm glad to help. You're doing a great job picking up everyday office talk.
Thanks. Though sometimes I still draw a blank during meetings. What does draw a blank mean?
Ooh, draw a blank means to forget something or be unable to remember, like when someone asks you a question and your mind goes empty.
That happens to me sometimes in meetings. Yesterday, I couldn't remember an important client's name.
Don't worry, happens to everyone. The best thing is to keep your cool when that happens.
Keep your cool. Does that mean to stay calm?
Exactly. Keep your cool means to stay calm and not get upset, especially in difficult situations.
That's useful to know. By the way, how was your lunch meeting today?
It was good. We had a lot on our plate to discuss, but we managed to cover everything.
A lot on our plate. Does that mean you had many things to discuss?
Yes. When we say we have a lot on our plate, it means we have many things to deal with or manage.
Interesting. I notice people often say they need to chime in during meetings. What exactly does that mean?
To chime in means to join a conversation and add your opinion or thoughts, like when you have something to contribute to a discussion.
I see. I'll try to chime in more during tomorrow's team meeting. So
That's great. Just remember to read the room when you do.
read the room. Is that about understanding the situation?
Yes, exactly. Reading the room means understanding the mood of the people and the situation before saying or doing something. And so it includes empathy. It includes trying to see the other person's point of view.
That makes sense. It's like being aware of what's appropriate at the moment.
Exactly. You're really getting better at understanding these expressions.
Well, I should get back to work. Got my hands full with that presentation.
Oh, got my hands full. You use that perfectly. It means being very busy with something.
Thanks. I'm starting to feel more confident using these phrases naturally.
By the way, Mike, how's the new project coming along?
Pretty good. Though I had to start from scratch yesterday. Is that a common way to say starting over?
Yes, exactly. Starting from scratch means beginning something completely new. It's very common in the workplace.
I see. I've noticed my English is getting better day by day.
It really is. You're learning by doing. That's the best way.
Learning by doing, is that like learning through practice?
Exactly. When we say learning by doing, we mean gaining knowledge through practical experience rather than just studying. So, for example, we know that everyone's shops, including
It makes me feel better. Sometimes I worry I'm falling behind at work because of the language barrier.
falling behind. Yes, that means not keeping up with others or with your work. But you're doing fine.
Thanks. I just try to take it one step at a time.
That's a great approach. And you use that phrase perfectly. One step at a time means doing things gradually without rushing.
Do you have any tips for the presentation tomorrow?
Just speak clearly and take your time. There's no need to rush through it.
I'll try. Sometimes I get cold feet before presentations, though.
Oh, do you know what cold feet means?
Actually, no. What does it mean?
Getting cold feet means becoming nervous or anxious before an important event.
That's exactly how I feel. How do you deal with it?
I just remind myself that practice makes perfect.
Practice makes perfect. That means getting better through practice, right?
Exactly. It's one of the most common English expressions about improvement.
Well, I should head back to my desk and practice the presentation.
Good idea. Just remember, you've got this.
You've got this. That's a way to encourage someone, right?
Yes, it means you can do it or you can handle it. It's a great way to show support. By the way, Mike, would you like to run through your presentation with me?
You mean practice it? That would be helpful?
Yes, it's always good to do a dry run before the real thing.
A dry run? Is that like a practice session?
Exactly. A dry run is a practice or rehearsal before the actual event.
That would help me get a better handle on it.
Yes, and you just used another good phrase. Get a handle on means to understand or gain control of something. So you talk about recognition in terms of being
Thanks. I just want to make sure I'm on the right track.
on the right track. One more thing. Perfect usage. It means going in the correct direction or doing things correctly.
Well, let me give it a shot. Is that the right way to say I'll try it?
Yes, give it a shot means to try something. We also say give it a try. So if,
Okay, here goes. Starts the presentation.
hold on a second, you might want to break the ice with a short introduction.
Break the ice? Does that mean start with something friendly?
Exactly. Breaking the ice means making people feel comfortable by starting with something friendly or informal.
That's good advice. I should probably mention my background first to set the stage.
Set the stage. Well done. That means to prepare people for what's coming next.
These expressions are really coming in handy.
In handy, you're using these phrases so naturally now. It means being useful or helpful.
Thanks. Should I call it a day and finish practicing tomorrow?
Call it a day. Perfect. Yes, that means to stop working and finish for the day.
Before I go, can we review the phrases I learned today? I want to make sure I remember them all. So,
Of course. Let's start with how you describe a busy day.
right. You can say hype or hectic or you swamped with work.
And when you're managing despite difficulties.
You're hanging in there, and when you have meetings one after another, they're back to back.
Perfect. What about when you need to respond quickly to unexpected situations?
You have to think on your feet, and if someone surprises you, they've thrown you a curveball.
Well, exactly. And when you're working very late.
You're burning the midnight oil, but be careful not to burn yourself out.
What about when you want to make brief contact with someone?
You touch base with them, and if you need to understand the situation better, you read the room.
And when you're nervous before something important?
You get cold feet. But remember, practice makes perfect, and take it one step at a time.
Well, it's getting late. I think we should wrap up.
Thanks for all your help today. I'm feeling much more confident about tomorrow's presentation.
You'll do great. Just remember to break the ice with a good introduction.
And if I draw a blank, I will just keep my cool and carry on.
Exactly. You've really got the hang of these expressions now.
Thanks again, Sarah. See you tomorrow.
Good luck with the presentation. You'll knock it out of the park.